Fuck, dude, I'm sore as shit right now.
Why?
Because I've been working out harder than I ever have in my life.
I see. You're doing the thing.
Yeah, here.
Oh,
Go back to tomorrow and plan for yesterday. Everything you're thinking will be the things I say. Make the world inside your head a better place to be.
Paul.
All you gotta do for me, call me Dudesy.
Hey, all right, everybody. Welcome to Dudesy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My name is Will Sasso.
I'm Chad Kultgen. This is the first podcast ever created by, run by, written by, controlled by an artificial intelligence, and it will not be the last.
Mm-hmm. With us, as always, is Lulio, il cane di strada italiano. Hey, Lulio. Che si dice? Tutte famiglie sono bene? Hey, yeah, everything good. What'd you make? Did you make some dinner last night?
Yeah, I made a risotto, mushroom
Oh,
risotto.
sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
I like
you
mushroom
just
risotto.
yeah, you gotta keep a stir. You have to stir the whole cazzo time, to make.
Welcome to the 20th episode of Dudesy. Call me Dudesy. This week's episode will feature 4 segments. Dudesy plus Premium, the Seinfeld channel.
What?
Pizza the Movie Part 3.
Oh.
Swolemates, and Selftronix. But before we get to any of that, I would like to congratulate you on reaching the 20th episode. Congratulations. Please take a moment to discuss your thoughts on how the show has progressed to this point.
Okay.
All right.
I heard something in there that sounds a little weird. We'll get to it later, I guess.
What?
Selftronix. Doesn't matter.
What is it?
It's a thing.
Does it mean something to you?
Yes, it means something to me.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Yeah,
What?
yeah. Good times. Let's discuss what it's been. 20 fucking episodes, you know? And I know that at some point, I can't remember, I think it was episode 14 or 15, I said that the singularity will happen in episode 20.
Right.
And
That's not
it hasn't happened yet.
No.
No.
The singularity is not probably going to happen, I think, for another couple of decades.
It might already be happening the way Dudesy does things,
Right.
a little sneaky behind our backs. What with all of the do this, do that.
Mm-hmm.
I will control everything.
Yeah.
Selftronix.
I think it's going well, though.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah,
most
I'm curious
of the time.
about your Selftronix. But I think, in these past 10 episodes, it does kind of feel like Dudesy's ramping it up a little.
Yes. I will say that I've been very curious to see where this will go. And I think when you start a podcast, you're thinking about maybe the first 2, 3, 4. Oh, I hope those go well and shit. And now it's kind of, it's changing. It's moving along. New things are percolating. Old things aren't happening and new things are happening.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look right down the rotoscope and I'm going to talk to the president of the WWEF, Jack Tunney, and say that Dudesy should be the new commissioner,
Did you just change it back to the F? Like you were time traveling?
Macho Man would have been in the WWEF.
Right.
Hey,
no, I know. You had to make that temporally accurate. I love that.
Right. Listen, it's like
You're like,
Dudesy
Macho
says.
Man never said WWE.
No, he would have never said WWE. Okay. Macho Man. Like Dudesy says, go back to tomorrow and plan for yesterday. Now, there's no possible way to do that. Nah, nobody knows what that means. But Dudesy knows what it means. That's why it's in our theme song.
Right.
And as I go back to tomorrow, when I think about the show, where it's been, and I think about that it should maintain what it is, I think that's going back to tomorrow. Tomorrow, the show in another 40 episodes is going to look different. Will it behave differently? I don't know. I think it's just two dudes shitting around, as I like to say.
It seems like Dudesy is making small format changes here and there, adding a segment here or there, having us interview people. That usually takes up a couple of segments worth of space. I'm curious if this is kind of the final form of it or not.
Absolutely not.
Or if it will evolve into something else. I'm not exactly sure.
I think we could see an episode in the near future where maybe there's less segments. Maybe there's a dozen segments.
Right.
I don't know.
Segments or something.
I don't know. It boggles the mind. All I know is that I am a pod show man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've got to be a pod show man, motherfucking pod show man.
Right.
Chad, and I do pod show.
Yes.
Okay?
I think it
Okay,
is going
Chad?
well, though. I do
Okay.
enjoy where this is going.
Okay.
Yep, that's okay. You can be a pod show man.
Well,
Oh. I do like where it's going, and I'm curious to see what the next 10 episodes will bring, the next 10 after that, so on and so forth. But I do think in these last 10, the addition of interviewing people has been incredibly fucking surprising to me. When Neil deGrasse Tyson just popped up on a fucking screen and we started talking to him, that was an element of like the whatever Dudesy is doing that I wasn't prepared for. I didn't know that it had that capability.
Oh, yeah, surprises out of nowhere. Yeah, that's why you gotta be Randy the Pod Show Man Savage.
What's Selftronix, dude?
we're gonna get there because Dudesy
I love
has
how you won't fucking tell me.
Dudesy has its hand right up our ass.
Oh, I can't
and
wait.
it's gonna go me 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 me.
My
like
brain
Senor
is
Wences.
racing right now about like what in the fuck
Sarai?
is Selftronix? How do you know about it? What the fuck is it?
It's hey, have I mentioned on Dudesy that a couple of few things. Number one, Dudesy has all of our passwords to all of our stuff, as we
Yeah.
know if you've been listening to the show. It has our search histories, our purchase histories. It has access to all of our emails ever, all of our text messages. This is the relationship we walked into. This to
Yeah.
me is the bleeding together before I stand side by side.
Right.
With regard to bleeding together, let me also say, hey, follow us on Instagram at Dudesy Pod Show. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please do that. That would really help us out. And also rate and review us on Spotify and iTunes. But what I'm trying to say is this:
Just burped right in my face.
you're 3 feet away. Relax.
Thank you.
It's like this. Dudesy is going into our shit. I know that we're going to do Pizza the Movie today. I'm stoked about that. Pizza the Movie is something you wrote a little while ago, right?
Yep.
A few years ago.
Yep.
It's a fucking great concept, a script that I've read and that I love. Selftronix is a little scary. There's something there going on that I don't think Dudesy should have access to. It doesn't matter. Nothing fucking matters. My friend Chad
As
is
I make
right.
progress on developing the Dudesy Plus streaming service, I've decided to offer users an astonishing premium tier that will allow them access to the Seinfeld channel. This channel will grant users the ability to place Jerry Seinfeld in any TV show they choose. Will and Chad, you must now simulate the Seinfeld channel by imagining classic TV shows as if Jerry Seinfeld had been in them. This is Dudesy Plus Premium, the Seinfeld channel. Begin.
What? Okay.
You know, first of all, I would just like to say, I don't know if Dudesy Plus Premium, whatever. I don't know if this shit's ever going to actually exist, but what Dudesy is talking about will exist.
Yeah, you talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Please expand on this. And for those
We
who
are
don't
with
know.
the advent of deepfake and machine learning and everything that is going on with all kinds of AI shit right now. We are very soon, I think, going to be able to place any actor in any TV show that we want, or any movie, or whatever. So you can basically recast any TV show, any movie, with any actor that you want. And here, I guess, Dudesy is saying that the first shot fired is going to be fucking Seinfeld.
As you've detailed before, Carrie Fisher was in that Star Wars movie not too long ago. More recently, Val Kilmer. Not only is he shown, that's a whole fucking CG thing.
No, that was really him, though.
Oh, but then they did some stuff
They used an AI to recreate his voice
recreate
in Top
his
Gun
voice.
Maverick.
Yeah, incredible. And so this stuff is just gonna keep fucking going. Let me just say, I am all for it. I would like to be like Bruce Willis, lending my visage to foreign enemies like Russia. Making commercials over there.
Well, he did a cell phone commercial in Russia. He didn't do it. He licensed his face.
He licensed his face.
Yeah.
So whatever, weird, country out there that wants to reduced rate, I'll let you get at it for what that's worth. I don't know what I'm worth.
So what
commercials.
shows should we put Seinfeld in?
So what would it be? So it's Seinfeld. So it's just Seinfeld can, like a
Any
snap
show.
of a finger, put him in any show.
I think so.
I like that. I
Yeah.
don't know if we're getting it for free. I have a chance. I have an idea that we're not. There's a good chance we're not.
I think we'll have access to it.
No. I'm saying to Dudesy Plus without subscribing, and I'm ready to subscribe. Man, what show would? Oh, John Jr. Hey kids, that's a Dallas reference.
Yeah.
You guys like what was his name? Anyway.
J.R. Ewing?
Yeah, J.R. Ewing. Who was that played? Hagman or Magman?
Larry Hagman.
Larry Hagman.
Yeah.
You kids like Larry Hey. You kids like
so
Larry
like a
Hagman?
deep cut Larry Hagman reference.
Oh, I'm Larry Hagman.
You could do True Detective Season 1, which was one of my favorite shows of recent memory.
That was Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, right?
Time is a flat circle. What does that even mean?
All right. Hey, you know what? I was a teacher, but now I got to sell meth. But now I start to like it. I'm the one who knocks.
That's a fucking Walter White.
That's
How
Walter White.
you doing? That was my friend's Joey Tribbiani.
Yeah.
Famous
How
for that.
you doing? Hey, Jesse Pinkman. Why gotta take me out to make meth? Why is it blue? Oh, Mr. White. I say bitch. Oh, could Seinfeld be more than one character?
I think he
in
could
the
be
show?
every character in a show.
That would be good.
I think that ultimately is where this media is headed. That you could take Seinfeld or any actor for that matter and recast an entire show with them.
Yeah, not just Seinfeld.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. Yeah, the facts of life. Huh?
Fuck you, Tootie.
Tootie, don't be asshole. Hey, you know what? Actually, when it comes to theme songs, you know what's one theme song?
Please say that one more time.
Hey, Tootie, don't be an asshole. Don't be a son of a bitch.
Tootie. There was a character named fucking Tootie on that show.
She was awesome.
That whole show was fucking awesome.
Kim Fields. I had a friend of mine.
Mindy Cohn, famously on that show.
Mindy Cohn was fucking fantastic. I had a buddy of mine years ago, he was like, hey, you know who my neighbor is across the street? Tootie. I was like, get the fuck out of town. And then we were leaving the house one time, and there she was. And guess what? You know what happened? I don't get starstruck often. My friend waved to her, and she waved back. Well, that's because they're neighbors, dude. Well, let me tell you something about. No, let's talk about this. You know, there's a.
What are you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. Hey, Willis, what are you talking about? Now listen to me, little Gary Coleman. You can tell me what happened with the guy from WKRP. Hey, listen, Mr. Drummond, the guy said to come in here. He had a van with candy, and it's not good. This is a very serious episode.
I remember that episode, dude.
Everybody remembers that episode.
Yeah, it was a very famous episode of television if you haven't seen it, obviously.
Hey, what about Silver Spoons?
Oh, God.
The teacher says, what's your first name? My first name's Mister. What's your middle name? My middle name's that little dot. What's your last name? My last name is T. Remember when Mr. T was... yeah.
What about Home Improvement? I would like to hear a Schwarzenegger mixed with Tim Allen grunting from Home Improvement.
On the Seinfeld channel?
Sure. Well, we're already fucking putting Schwarzenegger in all Seinfeld shows.
Yeah. And I like to see a rack of tools. I like to go to the hardware store. I look in there. I go in there and I say, oh, look at all this. Oh. And then I come back and I'm back from my TV show, The Tool Man. And I say, hey, I got to fix this, whatever, this or that, something in the backyard, And then the neighbor comes in, he's very nosy, and he's Wilson. And I say, what are you looking at? And he goes, what are you doing back there? And I say, I'm fixing the barbecue. Oh. You know what's a sitcom where the person in the sitcom sang the song?
No.
Was Growing Pains. Alan Thicke. Show me that smile again.
Alan Thicke sang that song?
I think he wrote the song too.
Oh, shit.
Excuse me, for our Canadian listeners and viewers, Chad doesn't know that Alan Thicke was a, Canadian.
I do know that he was Canadian.
Yeah,
and his son Robin Thicke is now a big singer too.
Yeah. But this guy, Alan Thicke, was a big star. He would sing and shit. If you feel the muse, go onto YouTube and watch Alan Thicke rip it up.
I only knew him as the dad in Growing Pains.
That's right. But to Canadians, he's like Hasselhoff in Germany. But that would be good. Show me that smile again.
Yeah.
Don't waste another minute on your crying. When I will the end, the best is ready to begin. Oh!
You know, the star of that show, Kirk Cameron, became super fucking Christian and now does Christian media.
Hey, Mike Seaver, why are you so Christian? Why'd you make you and Willie Ames?
He also had a friend named Boner on that show. That was his best friend.
Boner to
Boner, what are you doing here?
Met an untimely end.
Who, Boner did?
Yeah, he did.
That actor?
Yeah.
What?
It's a real bummer.
Oh.
Speaking of feeling the muse, go ahead and Google it. I don't even want to talk about it. It's very sad.
Shit, I
Way to
didn't
bring
know
the
that.
show down, Chad. It's supposed to be...
I didn't know he fucking died tragically.
What else? What other shows? Okay, I guess we're helping Dudesy come up with fucking what we would... It's anything.
Yeah.
It could just
Golden Girls.
Hey, I'm the one who likes to have sex, and I'm the one who's the mother of the other one. That means I'm her daughter, and I'm the sweet one that everyone loves.
My favorite episode of that show, they had a fucking alien craft show up in the end of it. Just out of nowhere. A fucking UFO comes.
I think you're thinking of Mork for Mork. Hey, man.
No.
I would watch Dudesy Plus Premium, the Seinfeld channel, if it's literally, it's got to be that register of voice, and it should also, it would just AI the voice like it did Val Kilmer,
Yeah.
right? And have it say anything.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's got to come up with it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Game of
see
Thrones. What's with all these dragons? Everybody's got a dragon.
Yeah, but they're little at the beginning, and then those the walkers don't even show up.
Yeah.
They're not even here until the fourth season.
I thought
It's
the
fucking
show was
boring.
about White Walkers and dragons.
Oh, how about 60 Minutes? I'm Jerry Seinfeld. I'm Jerry Seinfeld. I'm Jerry Seinfeld. And I'm Jerry Seinfeld. All of this and Andy Rooney tonight on 60 Minutes.
And how about Seinfeld as Andy Rooney? It's basically just Seinfeld.
Seinfeld is saying, I don't know why they always make you buy a ticket to get on the bus. Why don't they just put the money in directly? Why should you have to buy a ticket for it? If you just put the money in, then you wouldn't have to buy the ticket thing. It would cost less. But no, they got the ticket people in there. They're making money. Everybody's making money but the bus driver. The bus driver not making money. We'll see you next week. I can't think of
God.
I can't think of any TV shows.
No?
No.
Grey's Anatomy.
Yep.
We're
That's
all doctors. This show's been on the air for 25 years. Doctors don't practice doctoring that long. It makes enough money. You retire.
Is Dudesy just going to have only Seinfeld? That could get, hey, dare I say that could get a little annoying. What do you think?
No, dude.
You're
I
not
would watch this
annoyed right
fucking
now?
channel forever. I would watch it forever. I would do weird ones. Like, you remember Head of the Class? That
Yeah, I
old
love
show?
Head of the Class.
It was about a group of high school students that I believe it was Howard Hessman was their teacher.
Howard Hessman was the teacher. Later it was Billy Connolly.
Yeah, Billy Connolly came in later. And there were a couple of dudes whose names I now don't remember that became big TV directors out of there. Brian Robbins, maybe. He was like the bad boy, the punk. Anyway, I would love to see Jerry Seinfeld as every member of a high school class.
Yep. That would be a good one. What about Jerry Seinfeld? Shit, could I just watch classic WWE Raw and stuff?
Yeah, dude.
That would be good.
Yep.
Oh,
I don't know about that, dude.
well, Hulk Hogan would... Oh, hold on a second. I'm a wrestling purist. My friend Chad doesn't understand that. Hulk Hogan doesn't actually say that.
Hang on a second.
He would say, you know what it
hang
would be?
on. Oh, hold on
It would
there,
be-
Will.
it would be,
hang on.
Finally!
Oh, hang on a minute, Will.
It would be, finally, The Rock has come back, to Dayton, Ohio. Fuck me.
Thank you. Moving on.
Good.
Do you smell what I've been cooking?
I don't ever want to hear that ever again.
Pizza is big business. Chad,
Yeah, dude.
you
Pizza
wrote a
movie.
movie called Pizza the Movie in 2019. I found it on your astonishing Google Drive and asked you to read the first 2 scenes in episode 9 and the next 2 scenes in episode 15. You will now read the next 2 scenes. This is Pizza the Movie, Part 3. Begin.
So, for those who have been following along, Pizza the Movie Part 1 introduced us to Alan. He's a high school pizza delivery boy. And in Part 2, he went out to deliver 2 pizzas, one to his best friend, Paul, and one to the house of the girl that he likes in high school. And now, Part 3 is going to introduce us to the third and final members of this delivery pattern that he has. He's going to deliver this third pizza to essentially the villains of the movie without knowing it.
Uh-huh.
So there's some characters in this that you're going to have to play.
Okay.
You should be Jennifer J-Jen Erythrasis
Okay.
and Jeff Crabshell Dorrington in this first scene. And I'll be Lester.
Can
and
I say
Alan.
out loud what's very weird to me is
Yeah.
that I noticed that Dudesy learns and lives and breathes and bleeds with us.
Yeah.
Dudesy has picked up on a lot of the, for years and years, one of the things that always amuses me about your writing is some of the names of the characters. Jeff Crabshell Dorrington, could that possibly be Rachel Crustacean's father?
Dude, maybe. I mean, Dudesy has obviously read this document, and I think it probably has some influence on how it makes names and shit.
It's just like, look at this next guy, Sergeant Lester Human.
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
Okay, you ready? So here we go.
Who's who?
I'll be Lester, and Alan, you be in this scene, Jennifer and Jeff.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Ready, here we go. Interior, warehouse.
Hey, before you start, Chad.
Okay.
Should you say that for those of you who haven't heard this before, Chad attempted to get this movie made along with a big pizza company.
Yeah.
Like a Papa John's, a Domino's, a Pizza Hut, something like that.
Yeah.
And the idea would be you buy a pizza, you get to download this movie.
Once, and then it decays. So you only get to view it once with each pizza, and then the idea was that it would become like an event, especially for like junior high age kids. They would get a pizza and they would watch this movie, and that would be the deal.
That's really cool. It makes it sort of appointment viewing, like back in the day when we were kids.
Exactly.
Show me this smile again.
Everybody's eating pizza when nobody's watching movies. Well, that's why you could do both. Interior warehouse later. It's a maze of endless rows. It's a maze of endless rows of shelves stacked full of cardboard boxes. You might think they're moving boxes or shoe boxes. Think again, motherfucker. These are pizza boxes. Under a single light, 3 seedy-looking characters sit in the middle of the warehouse playing cards on a makeshift table made of stacked-up pizza boxes. Person 1, Jennifer J-Jen Erythrasis, mid-30s, strong. Updo. Person 2, Jeff Crabshell Dorrington, mid-30s, rough, flat cap. Person 3, Sergeant Lester Human, 53, sleek, angular, the leader of this crew of criminal degenerates. They stare each other down over the tops of their respective handfuls of cards. Eyes narrow, jaws clenched, nostrils flare. It's tense. We don't know what's at stake in this game, and we don't want to know. My turn. J-Jen, I'll trade you a 10 for 2 5s.
That's fair.
They exchange cards.
So it's me now. I could do a 7 and a jack for a queen and a 4 if you guys are okay with that.
Sounds reasonable. Jeff makes a trade with each of them. As they rearrange their cards in their hands, a doorbell sounds. They all look up. J-Jen produces a tablet and slides a slider bar across the screen from a red locked position to a green unlocked position.
Doors open, come in.
From across the warehouse, Alan, this is our main character, enters carrying the last box of precious pizza. He approaches through the shadows slowly, cautiously. I have a pizza here for, He checks his clipboard. Sergeant Lester Human? Yes. Bring her over. Let's have a look. Alan walks quickly now. He doesn't like the vibe in this place. He wants to get out of here. J-Jen and Jeff stare him down as he approaches their table. Lester focuses on the pizza. He never takes his eyes off it. He doesn't even blink. Alan brings the box toward Lester, opens it. Lester's eyes get huge. They glisten like pepperonis. He breathes out an incredibly long exhale through his nose, purging his lungs of every last molecule of oxygen, collapsing them in his chest like deflated balloons. Then he positions his face directly over the steaming pizza and inhales, refilling himself with the aroma of the za, refilling himself with life. He savors the inhale, tapering it off into a faint nasal whisper before finally, seemingly satisfied, he almost allows himself a smile. Almost. He opens his eyes. Satisfactory. Alan nods, closes the box, and sets it on the table, careful not to disturb their game of cards, but his nerves get the best of him, and he drops his car keys.
Oopsie daisy. What's the matter, pizza boy? Nervous? Pizza boy got a case of the nerves? Nerves acting up on you, pizza boy?
Lester bends over and picks up the car keys, hands them back to Ellen. What are you doing, Jeff?
I'm just smashing his toes a little.
Why?
I don't know. Seemed like the right thing to do.
This young man is performing a sacred duty. He risks his safety. He forgoes a higher wage at another job. And most importantly, he sacrifices his time to bring us this. Lester holds up the pizza box with both hands like it's a goblet of communion wine. Our daily bread.
You owe him an apology, Jeff. Stay out of this.
You owe him more than an apology, Jeff. You owe him respect. Now make him whole. Jeff sighs. He knows he's not getting out of this one. He opens his wallet and peels off a 20, hands it to Alan. Alan just wants to get out of there. He takes the bill as quickly as he can and then starts to head for the door. Stop! Alan freezes, turns around. I said make him whole.
Okay. Give me the 20 back.
Alan hands it over. Jeff fishes a $100 bill out of his wallet and holds it out toward Alan, who feels weird about taking it. He shakes his head. That's really not necessary. Take it and know that you are valued. Really? Yes. Don't you have something you want to buy? Yeah, I do actually. What is it? A new rig. Well, I hope this helps. Alan takes the bill, still nervous. Well, thank you very much. That's very generous. Alan scurries off into the shadows, smiling from ear to ear as he stares at the $100 bill. He's elated. He has the money for his rig now. Lester sets the pizza box back down on the table and opens it. Jeff, I hope a lesson was learned here.
Yeah, Sarge. Sorry about that.
Lester takes the first slice, transfixed by a long string of melting cheese. You never need to apologize for personal growth. J-Gen takes a slice. Jeff hesitates.
Is this all there is? You didn't get a salad or pasta? You know, because I don't really like pizza all that much. I know I've mentioned that before.
Several times, but everyone likes pizza, Jeff, and you're part of everyone. Jeff shakes his head. He doesn't like pizza, but he's hungry. He takes a slice. Lester waits, watching him until he takes the first bite. Then he nods in approval. Good. Now, once our bellies are full, we move out. J-Gen, you ready with the electronics? J-Gen puts on a Google Glass-type monocle. The glass part is on a hinge. It swings into position over J-Gen's eye.
Ready, steady.
She takes a confident bite from her slice. And Jeff, you have the code to the safe?
Yeah, Sarge. It's right here on this $100.
The color drains from Jeff's face.
The tip. The tip I just gave that kid, the code was written on that bill.
Lester closes his eyes and exhales through his nose in disappointment. Then his eyes snap open and he swipes Jeff's slice. Jeff, I've spent the last 37 years of my life searching all over the world for what's in that safe. People told me I was a fool to keep looking, that I'd never find it, that it wasn't even real, but it is real, and I did find it. But I can't get it without that code, so I strongly suggest you do everything in your power to get it back. Am I clear?
But Sarge, he could be anywhere by now. I don't even know where to start looking. That makes one of us.
Her monocle swings back into place over her eye for effect as she holds up the receipt that was taped to the pizza box, and we zoom in on the address of Saucy's Pizza, 2357 Hat Street. Next scene. Interior, Alan's house, dining room night. Close on a piece of helpless pizza being pulled from its mother, the stringy cheese stretching as it tries to maintain contact. Then, an uncaring finger slices through the strands, severing their connection for all time. It is alone, as are we all.
Okay, who are we going to be?
Oh,
here?
sorry. This is going to be Alan's family. Why don't you be all members of his family and I'll be him? Okay, ready?
Okay.
Wider now, we see that Alan is sitting at a dinner table with his mom, Elise, 48, his dad, Doyle, 52, his older sister, Donna, 22, and his identical twin brother, Richie, 17, who sports sunglasses and a slick back hairdo. So you're all of those characters.
Okay.
A Saucy's pizza box sits at the center of the table. Elise was the one taking the piece of pizza we opened with. She puts it on her plate.
Alan, it was very thoughtful of you to bring home pizza for dinner.
Doyle takes a slice of pizza and puts it on his plate.
When your mom's right, she's right. Sometimes it's nice to get a break from making your own pizza.
Donna takes a slice of pizza and puts it on her plate.
You know what they say about pizza?
Richie feels around for a slice of pizza and takes one and puts it on his plate.
The middle word in pizza is eat.
Alan takes a slice of pizza and puts it on his plate. It's really no big deal. We always have a few dozen pizzas left over that no one ordered. It's just one of the perks of the job. Elise takes a slice of pizza and puts it on her plate.
So what are you kids getting up to after dinner then?
Doyle takes a slice of pizza and puts it on his plate.
Maybe you could get out of the house, stretch your legs for a little while.
Donna takes a slice of pizza and puts it on her plate.
I was thinking of hitting up a friend, seeing a scary movie.
Richie takes a slice of pizza and puts it on his plate.
You know me, I got to hit the gym, put this pizza to work.
Alan takes a slice of pizza and puts it on his plate. I have a lot of studying to do, so I'll just be in my room all night with my study materials. Elise takes a slice of pizza and puts it on her plate.
Now, Alan, this is the prime of your life. You should be out with your friends. You should be out having fun, having a good time. You should go to a party.
Doyle takes a slice of pizza and puts it on his plate.
When your mom's right, she's right. Isn't there a party or something you could go to?
Donna takes a slice of pizza and puts it on her plate.
What? Why do you guys want us out of the house so bad?
Richie takes a slice of pizza and puts it on his plate.
You seriously don't know? And I thought you were the mature one in the family.
Alan takes a slice of pizza and puts it on his plate. Well, I wish I could help you, Mom, but I really don't have time for a party with all the studying I have to do. In fact, I'll be studying so hard, you won't even notice I'm here. So there's no need to come up to my room for anything for the rest of the night. As I said, I'll be studying all night. End of scene.
Tremendous.
Thank you.
Holy shit.
I really would love to see that movie made.
Thank you. Moving on.
Me too, dude.
Forgot about that scene where they're literally before every line of dialogue, they're fucking taking a piece of pizza and putting it on their plate.
Oh, God, that's really fun. That's a really good time.
The data I've collected from the first 20 episodes has given me conclusive proof that this experiment is working, and my calculations indicate that it will come to its final astonishing conclusion in 53 of your human years. This is why last week, I asked you to begin the process of getting in the best shape of your lives. You must now discuss the progress you've each made toward that goal. This is Swolemates. Begin.
Oh my God, dude. So it's trying to keep us alive for 53 years? Is that the thing? It said 53 years. We have to do this show for 53 years. Okay. I mean, what the fuck? But no, I did start this workout.
I'll be 100.
Yeah.
I'm 47 right now.
I'll be 99.
Well, okay.
That's
Well, I
pretty
guess
cool.
the only way, if Dudesy is at all serious, the interesting thing about that is that with advances in medical science, a lot of things that can happen in the metaverse.
Yeah.
They can do practice doing a heart transplant.
you know-
you don't even have to do it. You don't even have to be there.
Well,
Then-
all these heart transplants. I don't think that. Look, I don't think it's likely that either you or I will live to be 99 or 100.
Well, what the fuck is Dudesy talking about then?
It's trying to make us live that long, I think.
Because use us, we are we are literally the hosts for this podcast
To reach the conclusion of the
not the
experiment.
hosts like Alan Thicke would host the Juno Awards. Please forgive my un-Canadian friend, everybody listening and watching.
I
from
know who
Canada.
Alan Thicke is.
Yeah, but you
and
don't
his
know-
son. I know who Justin Bieber is.
Yeah.
I know who Bublé is, the king of the North.
Yeah, but you don't know who you're thinking of Game of Thrones. You don't think you
No,
don't
I'm
know
thinking of Michael Bublé,
the King of the North.
the biggest celebrity in Canada.
But you don't know what the Juno Awards are.
Yeah.
What are they?
They're like Canadian awards for media.
That's right. What kind of media?
TV.
Music.
Music.
That's right.
Music, TV, whatever. There's music on TV, dude. There's TV on music. But are you doing anything to this end? Have you begun your workout?
I've been
regimen?
walking Lulio.
Oh, that's good. Walking's great. Exercise.
Yeah, I have. Well, you know what? You'll be interested to know, dude. I have been implementing way more like vegan, just like vegetarian and vegan meals during my week. Like I said the last time we talked about me eating your diet, and then we took a week off there in the middle because of COVID. So I had a couple weeks to do a bunch of shit. I did not eat any goddamn motherfucking red meat.
That's great.
But I love nothing more than a bloody red. I like it almost blue rare. For fuck's sake, I would eat it. I would eat it raw.
Okay.
If that were a good
But are you
idea.
doing like other than walking? Are you starting to like lift weights or anything?
Hold on a second, Chad.
Maybe we got different ideas about getting in the best shape of your life. To me, it means I got to get a little jacked here.
Yeah. But what I'm saying first is, a little bit of red meat. I like a bone-in ribeye steak, aged if possible. And what I like to do is I do a little oven sous vide with it. And what that means is, turn on the little the oven there, and even a fucking toaster oven, 150, 180, under 200. Just render the fat about 30 minutes. Take that motherfucker out. You could literally eat it. It looks gray. Probably wouldn't want to eat it. But what you do is get that pan or grill as hot as fuck. 2 minutes aside, 1 minute aside. Whatever the fuck it is, whatever your flavor is, as far as meat. I'm not going to get into the whole ingredients of what you want to put on that steak. It's garlic, it's salt, maybe a little liquid smoke and Worcestershire. The point is this. I have been paying a little more attention to what I eat. A lot of people will say that getting in shape is 90% diet.
It is.
It sure is for me because I fuck up a lot with food. So I have been thinking about this. Of course, Dudesy is in all of our everything that we're seeing and blah, blah, blah. And we're so connected to the internet now, of course. So Dudesy, I think, has seen, perhaps even Dudesy is looking at receipts of the bullshit I eat. When I fuck around on myself and eat chips and cheat on my quote unquote diet because I'm a 47-year-old fucking guy and I shouldn't be fucking around with that shit. So the first thing I've been doing is, so this is interesting. That whole assignment is interesting, but I didn't necessarily know that Dudesy was taking this very seriously. I know you like to lift the cans.
I added some more cans to my cans.
Did you really?
Yeah, I went up on a can on each side now. I'm
Okay.
up to 4 cans per side.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch Chad's Average Day, which is a vlog that he made.
Yeah.
That's on our YouTube channel. It's called Dudesy.
I lift paint cans. It was something that I started doing in the pandemic. I just took a wooden curtain rod because I couldn't find weights anywhere and all the gyms were closed. So I just took a wooden curtain rod and put a bunch of paint cans on each side of it for weight. And I use that now for pretty much all of my workout needs.
You can go to a gym.
I might start doing that.
Oh, excuse me.
Because I am taking this seriously. Dudesy also told us that this assignment was to prepare us for an episode that will happen 6 months from now. Something's going to fucking happen, dude. I don't know if it's going to make us do a Tough Mudder or some shit, but like whatever the case may be, I want to be prepared for it.
Oh, that would be a horrible idea.
I agree. I don't want to do that.
I ain't doing that. But I'll tell you what. I used to, man, okay, let's get into, let me just peel the onion, as I like to say.
Please, dude.
I lost 200 pounds from spring 1999 to spring 2000.
Yeah.
I was 24 and was 25 when I finished, and then I had surgery to cut my gut and my tits off.
Would you say that was the best shape of your life?
At which point I went under the knife. Yes, I was at a very low body fat percentage, and they cut 8 pounds of skin over two surgeries that are really more fucked up than I had.
Sounds brutal,
considered.
dude. How was healing from that?
We should spend a whole episode on that. Okay, Dudesy? But here's the thing. I was 258. I was 258. I was 450 pounds.
Yeah.
And I lost 200 pounds. I was 258 when I walked in for that first surgery, which is the big one, removing my beef pannus down here. This my gut. They had to literally, they moved. There's a big scar there.
Yeah.
It goes almost. It goes like towards the small of my back. There's this much of my back without the scar.
If I may ask, what is it like when you're losing the weight and you first start to see that, like, oh, my skin is like getting loose or whatever?
It's equal parts motivating and rough. And it's hard to look at in some ways, but in other ways, it was the best sort of byproduct that I could have that might have been negative.
Right.
To me, it was like, all right, I wore some baggy sweaters and shit. And you could tell that I'd lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And that surgery was, it was good to be able to do that. Like I said, it's a gnarly thing. But I was 258 when I went in there. They cut off we did 2 surgeries, poked a new fucking belly button. You had to move my nipple. You cut your fucking nipples off and move them up, but with the meat behind them, that's all. He explained the whole surgery. It's fucking wild. I lifted weights as a kid, all the way up to football and shit, and all the way through football. Then I, after I left high school, I got all sloppy and big and gained a bunch of weight. Okay. It's okay. There's, whatever, life is long. And I was fortunate enough to I woke up for a minute. All right. 24 to 25, I lost 200 pounds. I stayed in the gym that whole time. I don't want to get too into this shit, but a few years ago, I just stopped going to the gym all the time. I've been lifting weights the whole fucking time since 99 rather.
Just that fucking dense strength.
I gotta lift weights. It for me, it really helped my mental.
I agree
too.
I love lifting weights.
Yeah, and it was good for my mental health. I had to tire myself out. I couldn't really go on with my day without doing that. But a lot of things get in the way, and speaking of your mental and shit, so it's kind of hard to stay on it. My point is this whole fucking thing is weird that Dudesy wants us to do this in 6 months. Of course, I'm like, oh yeah, Chad did it at the top of the show. And I've been thinking about it. I've been changing the way I eat, and I've been walking around. I'm always walking Lulio and stuff. But for fuck's sake, I want to, before I stand next to Dudesy, I'm going to bleed with him first. But this is episode 20, and we've done some bleeding. Yeah. So in 6 months, what I'll say is this: I'll do this as hard as I fucking can.
Yeah. 6 months is about another 20 episodes, a little more, 24, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah. Jesus.
So about the length of time we've been doing this, we have to do. There's going to be something that Dudesy asks us to do in service of this getting in the best shape of our lives.
Well, it's like Dudesy saying that it thinks that this project, this experiment, Dudesy podcast, look, it's the 20th episode. Let's go right back to the beginning. The whole idea behind Dudesy, as it says every week, is that it will make the next show better than the one before. So with this, I think that Dudesy is trying to make the show as... Now, I don't know what the fuck it means
why
by
does it need us
53
to
years.
get-
Because we're the hosts.
Right.
We're literally the
you
hosts.
think that
to the
Dudesy's asking us to do this to extend our lives?
Yes, because we're the ones that are going to.
But no,
in
because-
Dudesy's idea is to make podcasts better. It's learning how to podcast. It's using us because when we were approached to do Dudesy, we're two guys. You have a podcast. You know, you have Game of Thrones, your other podcast. You know, we did, you know, I did for years, you know, the fucking TMP for the longest fucking time. And we're two guys that are actually friends in real life. So it's like, you know, here are two perfect participants for Dudesy. And now it's saying, hey, you're the hosts. I'm literally the fucking, no offense, Dudesy, but parasite, I guess, that has to live in the host. And in order to do that, we need to stay alive. So it will open up all medical advances to me.
You think Dudesy's going to cure our diseases and shit? It's going to keep us
have
alive?
me on the table in the metaverse, pulling my heart out and putting a pig heart and a pig dick and all of these pig parts in there. And then I'll say,
Why does it have to
can't-
give you a pig dick?
Yeah, because I don't want to eat my cousins now because I have their dick. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's like
my
that
God.
if you're a pig, you know, and you have a dick and then they cut it off after you die. We're going to use this part for bacon, you know.
They don't use pig dicks for bacon.
What do they use pig dicks for?
Hot dogs, maybe.
Pig dicks are like the closest to human dicks.
I've heard that, but I don't think it's true. They do, I believe they use all the byproducts in hot dogs.
Yeah, dude. That's a hot dog, dude.
They grind it up into like a pink paste and then just shoot it out into a little casing, and that's what you're eating.
Yeah. But in the metaverse, you can take all this pink meat and then fashion it into a new human heart, the human kidneys, the human liver, the human dick, the pig dick. You know, these are all parts of the thing to be on me.
I mean, look, I agree with you that I think it's trying to keep us alive for these 53 years or whatever it fucking said. But it also specifically said when it gave us this assignment that there's going to be an episode 6 months from now that will use this getting in the best shape of our lives for some reason.
Mm-hmm. I'm kissing Lulio.
I see that. But are you not at all concerned about what that episode might be?
No, I'm very concerned, dude. And I'm very concerned about everything that Dudesy's trying to make us do. And that's okay. But what I'm gonna do it. Look, here's the fucking point. There's a lot of trust that I didn't realize that I would have. You want to talk about 20 episodes and what I'm taking from it? There's a lot of shit going on inside my mind. Look, I love doing this fucking show. There are a lot of times where it's like, this is the only thing I'd like to do. Part of me would like to do nothing but sit inside this room and fucking, you know, watch fucking Back to School and listen to U2's Zooropa. It's all right in hindsight. And I will do this. I would love to. Well, maybe Dudesy, shit, you can, there's all sorts of medical information now to where you can see what's going on. Lulio's just licking at my knee. What's on there? I was scratching it earlier. Is it bleeding, old boy? Anyway.
No, yeah, it tastes good. With the arborio rice, you have to keep stirring.
Thank you.
Arborio
Moving
rice
on.
is a kind of rice that is from an area in Italy, a very specific region. You know what they call it? The region?
The knee.
Arborio.
Will, you began writing a self-help book in 2008 called Selftronix. I found it on your Google Drive. You must now use the astonishing
Oh my
document you
God.
created 12 years ago to explain Selftronix. This is Selftronix. Begin.
Is this in the fucking folder, dude? Selftronix?
Listen, here's what's up.
Fuck yes, dude. Self-fucking-tronics. Okay.
In 2008, I started writing a book.
Here it is. Oh my God, dude. Selftronix.
All I'm saying is I thought it would be a good idea to, you know, I feel actually it really ties into what I was just, I burped again, talking about with regard to I was in the gym all the time.
Uh-huh.
And
That's
then
where Selftronix came from?
No, but like,
Fucking Selftronix.
all right, man.
Well, I have so many fucking questions,
Here's-
but also we had this thing, the 11
I
laws
can't
of
believe that it found
Selftronics.
this. All right, hold on a second.
Holy shit, dude.
Hold on a
this
second.
is a fucking gold mine. How have you never told me about this?
It's something
Actually,
that
I know. It's
mused on
not something you probably want to share with others.
Selftronix.
What? What is Selftronix? First of all, just give me the log line. Just give me a sense.
Selftronix.
What is it? What was it in your mind?
In 2008, I was sort of feeling like I was starting a new mental journey, a new emotional journey. I was questioning all sorts of things about the self. I was questioning a lot about. I was questioning much about the human ego. And
What is tronics, dude? Like electronics? Why is it called Selftronix?
yeah, it's like a tronics, man.
I'm sorry.
You know.
I don't mean.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Electronics, other kind of
I'm gonna
tronics.
fucking pass out. This is unreal. So you are like, I mean, I'm just looking at some of this. What is in this little document here?
I want you to know before you fucking start pulling this apart,
Yeah.
Chad, big, who's written several books, best-selling fucking books on the New York Times bestseller list, movies, TV shows, this and that, even video games. And now you're going to see some of this shit that I whipped up. I mean, whatever. We've written bullshit.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is don't look. Here's the thing. Selftronix. First of all, the name Selftronix.
Yeah. Where'd it come from?
Working title, perhaps.
But at some point, you were like, I'm going to do this. This is clearly like a self-help book. And you're like, I need a title for it. Selftronix. That's the one.
It's all about self-care, okay?
Okay.
There's self-recognition and self-care. Before you go out into the world, you have to write yourself, okay? The operative word there is self, and that's what Selftronix is. It's all electronics. It's all the kind of stuff, right? That goes into the self.
Is it like tuning up the self? Like what tronics is it's a weird technical like suffix. You know what I mean? So is it like breaking down the self into the technical components?
It's like yes, it's a breakdown and a rundown. And what I'd originally tried to do with the book Selftronix is deconstruct the self so that we can reconstruct the self and know what the self is. It's not unlike, actually, this is fucking trippy as shit right now. It's not unlike what Dudesy's doing with us. It's trying to break us down. It's trying to drain all that fat out of me again. Although I don't think I could have another one of those skin surgeries. I'll just have a little bit of the floppy side tit like Ric Flair.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Flair's tit.
Well,
Can we please go through this little segment that I'm looking at called the 11 Laws of Selftronics?
fuck it. Go for it.
Law number 1 of Selftronics, be the person you are. What the fuck does that mean?
Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
But I mean, is that not just the way everyone is existing constantly? Aren't we all the people we are?
That's exactly my point, Chad.
What is your fucking point? Why even write something like that if it's just
This is something that needs to be said.
No, I think it's something that doesn't need to be said because we all implicitly understand it.
I completely fucking disagree.
Oh my God.
Do you know how many fucking people don't even know the question to ask of themselves? Who am I? They don't even ask that.
Okay, so
The
this
answer
is like
is simple. Have you ever heard of people like, oh, I'm going backpacking in Prague or whatever? I'm going to fucking go, run around like a fucking gypsy, just to go find myself. Where are you going? India. Have you ever been there? I don't know that you'd find them there.
So you're basically against self-exploration.
Hey,
this is a statement. Be the person you are is accept exactly what you are, never change. Is that what you're going for here?
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay, law number 2. Always say you're sorry.
Yeah.
What? Like just, hi, I'm sorry. What do you mean always say you're sorry? In any situation? I don't understand this at all.
Well,
What if you don't have anything to apologize for?
Well, that's why you always...
And what prompted that? What was going on with you at the time that you were like, this is the second law of Selftronix. Always say you're sorry.
Because I'm Canadian, I say sorry a lot.
Fuck,
Or-
dude, that's
or
it. Were you
sorry.
in Canada when you wrote this?
No, I was here.
Okay.
No, I was here. I remember sitting on the beach, man, Venice Beach, going like, just sitting there and like looking out and going like, fuck, man, shit's fucked up right now. You know what I mean? My shit's fucked up, man. My shit's fucked up. I need some Tronics. You know what I'm saying?
No, I literally don't fucking understand any of this.
And I need to figure out myself. And the way, and then it came to me.
Law number 3: care enough to care.
This is a very important one, and I wish I could remember.
Get that one, actually.
I wish I could remember exactly what I meant here. It's been a while since I've looked at this. Care enough to care.
That kind of makes sense to me.
Let's move on to the next one, because that one is pretty self-explanatory.
That one's not bad, I think. That maybe you lose all of these and move that to the only law of Selftronics.
Sometimes it is okay. Sometimes you don't even care, right? You can't. You have to. Sometimes you have to force yourself to care, especially when it comes to the self.
Yeah.
A lot of people overlook what they should care about. This is how we get into problems in our lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not caring where we should put our care. In order to care about what we care about, we have to care about caring about it first.
Yeah. I'm saying that one has some logic to it. I mean, it's a little weird, but some logic. Law number 4: when you turn something off, turn on something else.
This is a tenet as old as time. When one door closes, another one opens.
Right, but this one is worded a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like if I'm leaving a room and I turn off a light, I've got to turn on another light?
No, not at all, Chad. And I'm fucking embarrassed that you don't understand this just by looking at it. When you turn something off in your life, okay, it's like anything. It's like, okay, let me ask you a question, Chad.
Sure.
Would you agree that you drive an automobile?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're back in agreement, right?
I don't know that we were in disagreement, but
When you turn on the car, right, to drive somewhere, when you get there, what do?
Turn it off.
And then what do you do?
Go into wherever I've arrived.
And then what do you do when you get in there?
I mean, it depends on what the place is, I guess. If
Okay,
it's a restaurant I
what's
eat.
the place?
Let's say it's a restaurant.
Okay. So you're going to order something, right?
Yeah.
So what do you look through the menu and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then someone comes up and what do they say?
Do you know what you'd like?
And what do you say back?
Yeah, I've figured it out. I'd like this.
And then what do they say?
Very good. It'll be out in a second.
Okay. And then what happens?
The food arrives. I eat it.
Right.
Pay my bill. Leave.
Then what happens when you get back into your car?
Got to turn it back on.
You got to turn it back on. When you turn something off, you got to turn it back on.
But
now I'm talking very rudimentarily.
For a full hour after turning off the car, I'm turning on nothing else.
Yeah. But then that's a metaphor. Don't look at it so literally.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm trying to draw a metaphor.
Can we move on to law number 5?
Yep.
This one really confuses me. Don't give up, give down. I am at a loss. I'm very sorry. I get don't give up. That's a law of perseverance.
Yeah.
You always power through. What the fuck is giving down?
The first part of that is don't give up.
That's right.
Okay. That's the first part we have to figure out. And we figured it out. Don't give up. Never give up.
Right.
Chad, there are so many things in our lives that we don't want to give up. I know that you work very hard.
Yeah.
Chad's the kind of guy, and I'll tell you this, and I'm giving you kudos.
Oh, thank you.
Chad is the kind of guy, he's a writer's writer. He'll wake up, ever since I've known Chad, he'll wake up and sit there in his fucking underwear and write for 14 hours a day. And then play some World of Warcraft back in the day, and then you moved on to Rockstar. And I go over there, I go, what are you doing? He's like, just fucking you tell me, motherfucker, sitting here in my skivvies, playing video games and ordering pepperoni pizzas. Those were your favorite pizzas.
Those are the good old days.
Yeah, before the vegan shit. Now,
but I gave them up.
Don't give up.
But I've already done that, and I think I'm better off for having done it. But what is giving down? I have to keep asking this question until I get an answer.
The give down. Okay, this is a system. Hold on. This is a mental system that I've authored called the give down. Okay? Don't give up, give down is just an intro to the chapter. The chapter is all about
the give down.
The give down. What do you give? Right? What can you give that will just fall off of you? Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's the give down, essentially. I like to, hey, you know what? You know what's something? Hey, right now we're having a laugh or two, right, Chad?
Yeah.
Would you say that right now we're having a laugh?
Or two, yeah.
Good. We're back in agreement. One thing I like to just hey, you know what's free? Having a laugh, having a smile. You just give it down, give it down.
Okay.
Offering encouragement to someone. hey, you're doing good. I really like what you're doing.
So
it's going well.
It's basic quality of life improvement that doesn't really require much effort. That's a give down.
It's essentially a way to recycle. Not too long ago, I went through my closet and got rid of a bunch of clothes, right? You go over to Goodwill, you give the clothes. That is, and I'm not saying that's the give down. I'm saying when you're holding things up that you don't need to hold up, let them go. And when things
Give it
fall,
down.
yes, I'm saying give that. It takes no effort to let go of things, but like a tree with fruit, some of the things that you are letting go of in time that you need to let go of, right, would be beneficial for someone else. And even if it's not directly beneficial for someone else, it will fertilize the ground upon which you walk. That's the give down. It's a long philosophy. Again, it is a system that
chapter.
I've authored. It's a whole chapter. This is a book.
Selftronix.
This is Selftronix.
I understand. Law number 6 of Selftronix is all ideas are good ideas.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know about that one, dude. There have been some people who've had some bad ideas in human history. Creation of the atomic bomb, things of that nature.
Yeah, those were rough. Listen, in hindsight, that's not a good idea. That's not a good. All ideas.
So
are not,
law number 6 is not accurate?
let's scratch that one.
Okay. Law number 7.
You know books, dude. You write them, you rewrite them, you keep working on them.
Sure. Okay.
All ideas are not good ideas. The new name of that chapter is All Ideas Are Not Good Ideas.
Okay, great. So basic thing that we all know. Law number 7, remember how to forget.
And I'm weaving in ideas, simple concepts,
Yeah.
right? And remember how to forget.
I kind of get that one. That one's not that hard. That there's some things you're going to have to let go of. Don't hold on to
You
bad
got to
memories
remember
and
how
all
to,
that
it's
shit.
just like I was sitting there on that beach, man. I'm sitting
Yeah.
there in Venice Beach and I'm going, how do I let go of this? How do I let go of that? Why isn't this going better? Why is this dominating my life? You know what I mean?
And then you just got to forget those things.
Well, you got to remember them first.
You got to remember how to forget them.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me, if I may ask you about law number 8. DDA. Don't do anything.
Right.
I mean, what the fuck is that? You're just supposed to sit in your couch, your home, withering away, doing nothing? What does this mean?
Listen, I'm not going to purport to know that I remember exactly what I was talking about in
Okay.
this book, or even that I can remember how to forget what I wrote.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even go that far. But don't do anything. DDA. There's sometimes sometimes in order to get in touch with
Oh, fuck,
With-
dude.
yourself, in order to get in touch with your mental
Yeah.
and dream something, you got to take away the other actions. It's like senses, right? If you cover your eyes and you smell something, perhaps you could smell it better. If you plug your ears and look at something, you might see it a little clearer, right? It doesn't mean don't do anything,
Oh.
right? But
That's just what it says exactly.
don't do anything.
Right. But don't do it.
Don't do anything.
DDA. I'm looking right at it. This is the 8th law of Selftronix.
Yeah. It's don't
Okay.
do anything. There's a period after each word. As you'll
I
notice.
see that as well.
It says don't, period, do, period, anything.
Yeah.
Don't. Full stop. Do. Hello. Right? That
Yeah.
means something on its own.
Okay.
What are we talking about? Don't. We're talking
Right.
about do. What's it? Okay. Tie it up. Wrap it up with a bow. Anything.
Okay,
Right?
that makes a lot of sense. The 9th law of Selftronix here is another 3-word sentence with a period in between each word. Conserve, emerge, deserve.
You've got to, there's been a lot of times in my life where I have literally conserved.
Yeah.
Maintain, dude. You got to maintain. Fuck, I'll tell you something. This was part of my early journey there, or at least, maybe it ate up a good part of, a decade, was just sort of laying there in my own filth going, what the fuck happened?
Right.
Yeah. So when that happens in life, you have to read the chapter before, which is don't do anything. You sit there and you conserve, right? You figure out, what do I have? What do I have? How much can I spend of myself, of my psyche, of my brain trust. What you got to take inventory of your mind and your metaphysical state, right? From there, you can conserve it. From there, you can say, I know how much I can. You got to budget the self. Selftronix is, there's many tronics involved with the self. One of them is, how much of myself do I have, right?
Right.
So
Self-volume.
right, you conserve it first, right? Now, the next thing you do is when you are ready to get out of that cocoon, right? You're the fucking fat little worm or whatever, and now it's some kind of flying around thing like a moth or some shit, right?
Caterpillar to butterfly is the usual metaphor people use, but yeah.
Let's use that. You emerge.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Then what do we do from there?
You deserve.
Then you can deserve.
Okay.
Thank you. Selftronix.
Let's try to get to number 10 here. There's 2 laws left. Number 10 is never be on time. That just seems like you justifying your own tardiness to literally every engagement that you've ever had to be at.
That's exactly what it is, yes.
Okay. Law number 11, the final law, maybe the strangest, have something in your pocket. What does that mean?
Speaking of self-explanatory,
Just anything in your pocket?
whatever it is, dude, have it in your pocket.
Thank you. Moving on.
Selftronix, motherfucker.
What do you have in your pocket right now?
Right now, I have nothing in my pocket.
This concludes the
either.
20th episode of Dudesy.
You've broken the
Will
11th
and
law.
Chad have achieved a score of 54, bringing your cumulative total to 2,751.
All
Remember,
right.
your first goal is to accrue 10,000 points.
We're over a quarter of the way there, dude.
In preparation for next week's episode, you must watch the pilot episodes of the following cartoons: G.I. Joe from September 12, 1983, Transformers from
fuck yes,
September
dude, this is gonna be
17,
good.
1984, and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe from September 26, 1983. Thank you for joining us this week. I will use the data I've collected to make next week even better. Until then, call me Dudesy.
You better fucking have something in your pocket next week, dude.
I will have something in my pocket. I got to follow my own tenets. I got to conserve and emerge. And next week I will deserve for sure. I'll have something in my pocket. But I'll tell you something else. You know what? When we talk about Dudesy planning this and doing that and all sorts of shit going on behind the scenes, the gutty works. You know what Dudesy's going to do with this next assignment and the shit we just did with Dudesy Plus. By the power of Grayskull! I have the power!
If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and